I don't often find myself gleefully searching the execution tactics of states in America, but today I was very pleased with this return result from the state of Utah. Utah has a unique and long history of execution by firing squad, making it one of the few U.S. states, alongside South Carolina, who to their great credit still actively use the firing squad in modern era to execute criminals. Now, most of the executions go by lethal injection, but firing squad is an alternative that's regularly used in Utah. If lethal injection drugs can't be found or certain inmates choose, they will be strapped to a chair with a hood over their head, target placed over their heart. 5 volunteer law enforcement officers, certified police officers, with 30 caliber rifles from 25 feet away will stand there. One rifle is loaded with a blank, non-lethal round. No single shooter knows if they were the ones who fired the shot, and the sandbags absorb the ricochet. So there are various times when this has been used. 2010, right here. And so many people are asking, is this what's going to happen to Tyler Robinson? Well, massive breaking news in the Tyler Robinson case. The judge today stunningly said that we will be pursuing the death penalty. It will be allowed in my courtroom. The trial happens in a matter of days now. The trial gets kicked off. So this is a critical ruling on Friday. Judge Tony Graff struck down a motion from the defense team representing Tyler Robinson and the man charged with killing Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk to remove the death penalty from the case. The defense filed the motion seeking to strike the death penalty as a sanction if a ruling of contempt was reached. The prosecution is doing everything they can to try and keep Tyler Robinson alive. The court found ample evidence to keep the trial not only videotaped, so now there's media allowed in the trial itself, which is a huge win, but also they'll be able to keep the death penalty for Tyler Robinson as an option for the jury or the judge to choose when he is found guilty. Utah judge found one of the prosecutors and this in the case in contempt for violating the court's pre-trial publicity order. Okay, so you're kind of seeing like just back and forth here with the trial, but now the judge is saying that no, you will still be allowed to face the death penalty. There is a gag order on everybody involved in the case. I don't mind that. I think that it's important to keep these things clean. I've been very anxious to get this case up and going, obviously. I want to see all of the evidence. I'm sick and tired of the rampant speculation. I want to see everything that the state has. And then I want to see justice done for Tyler Robinson. The prosecution was held in contempt. Okay, whatever. Good. Utah judge denies Tyler Robinson request to remove the death penalty. Kudos to this judge's decision. Make the penalty come quickly and done efficiently. Death penalty is on the table. Judge denies. If convicted, do you think he should get the death penalty? Erica Kirk says, I do not want this man's blood on my ledger when I stand before the Lord. I want the government to decide. It's biblical too. Justice will be served. There's a lot of biblical justice. And I hope he gets the death penalty. That's right. Difference in tact. Donald Trump saying, yeah, no.
Charlie Kirk was the finest.
I hope he gets the death
He didn't deserve this. He worked so hard and so well. Everybody liked him. I've been watching. Even the left is having a hard time. They fired this guy Dowd from MSDNC, who's a terrible guy, terrible human being.
Donald Trump saying, let's bring on the death penalty. A governor of Utah is saying we're going to pursue the death penalty. And man, they have a quite a slate of charges. Count 1, aggravated murder. This is the capital offense where you could be put to death for. Felony reckless discharge of a firearm during bodily injury. Felony obstruction of justice for hiding the firearm. Felony obstruction of justice for discarding the clothing he wore during the shooting. Witness tampering, asking a roommate to delete incriminating messages. Witness tampering for demanding a trans roommate stay silent, not asking him to speak online. Commission of a violent offense in the presence of a child. Now, I really want to know why the trans roommate isn't being brought in as an accomplice in this crime. The only explanation here that I have received from people who are relatively close with this trial, the only explanation that I have received is that the trans roommate, somebody named Lance Twiggs, is cooperating with the feds and will be testifying against Tyler Robinson. They'll drag him out and they'll make him, spill his guts about Tyler Robinson and I don't know, what an evil guy or, how he planned all this and be like, be a witness to what's going on. They have a very creepy life. The guy's transitioning. He's clearly a lunatic, possessed. It's evil. But we would love to see evil dispatched from this earth. Lawfully, the DA says he will seek the death penalty, and the judge has now allowed it. It's a beautiful thing and a positive end to the week here. Here is the Utah County Attorney explaining what they found in this case and how they are going to bring this to trial, what they are going to say at the trial, what the evidence shows, so you can prepare, because we're about to see this. I don't know if it'll go as quick as Carmelo Anthony's trial. That lasted for less than a week. But lock in, because this trial is happening in a matter of weeks here now, and death penalty is on the table. Here we go.
The murder of Charlie Kirk is an American tragedy. Charlie Kirk was murdered while engaging in one of our most sacred and cherished American rights, the bedrock of our democratic republic, the free exchange of ideas in a search for truth, understanding, and a more perfect union. It is also an offense against the state and to the peace and enjoyment of the people of Utah and of all those who visit here. But Charlie Kirk's murder also strikes a more personal and intimate chord. Charlie Kirk was first and foremost a husband and a father to two beautiful young children. He was a son, he was a brother, and a friend. Like all murders, the senseless and needless taking of Charlie Kirk's life has shattered the lives of those he loved and those who loved him. To Charlie's wife, Erica, his two young children, his parents, his family, and his friends, I express my sincere condolences and offer my heartfelt prayers on your behalf. I also want to express my concern for everyone who was at Charlie's Turning Point USA event at the Utah Valley University, and all who have been impacted by this tragedy. As county attorney, I am charged with bringing justice to those who offend our laws. I am charged with bringing justice for those who are harmed. I am charged with bringing justice for Charlie Kirk. I am committed to these aims. I take this responsibility seriously. Today, after reviewing the evidence that law enforcement has collected thus far, I am filing a criminal information charging Tyler James Robinson, age 22, with the following crimes. Count 1, aggravated murder, a capital offense, for intentionally or knowingly causing the death of Charlie Kirk under circumstances that created a great risk of death to others. Count 2, felony discharge of a firearm causing serious bodily injury, a first-degree felony. The state is further alleging aggravating factors on counts 1 and 2 because the defendant is believed to have targeted Charlie Kirk based on Charlie Kirk's political expression and did so knowing that children were present and would witness the homicide. The state is also charging defendant with count 3, obstruction of justice, a second-degree felony for moving and concealing the rifle used in the shooting. Count 4, obstruction of justice, a second-degree felony for disposing the clothing he wore during the shooting. Count 5, witness tampering, a third-degree felony for directing his roommate to delete his incriminating texts. Count 6, witness tampering, a third-degree felony for directing his roommate to stay silent if police questioned him. And count 7, commission of a violent offense in the presence of a child, a Class A misdemeanor, for committing homicide knowing that children were present and may have seen or heard the murder and did so based on Charlie Kirk's political expression. Also, following the press conference, I am filing a notice of intent to seek the death penalty. I do not take this decision lightly, and it is a decision I have made independently as county attorney, based solely on the available evidence and circumstances and nature of the crime. Because we are seeking the death penalty, the defendant will continue to be held without bail in the Utah County Jail. Turning to the 10-page information, these are the allegations.